Hey all, it's your girl Fee, bringing you authentic conversation to feed your soul and make you whole. Welcome to a little of this and a little of that. So what is this all about? It's about real talk, real stories, and real growth. It creates an open space for honest conversations. Wherever you're tuning in from, thank you. Hey all, it's your girl Fee, bringing you authentic conversation to feed your soul and make you whole. Welcome back to another episode of A Likkle of This and A Likkle of That. I'm so glad you're tuning in with me today. The amazing activist Malala says, when the world is silent, one voice can become powerful. And that's exactly what today's episode is about. Owning our voice, owning our story, and understanding the power of our voice. There's a beautiful story by Maya Angelou. She shared how she stopped speaking for about 6 or 7 years because she thought her voice killed the man who abused her. There's so much power in our words. And if you know anything about Maya Angelou and who she was and still is, even in her passing, she spoke to nations. There is something to be said about our voice, even the words that we speak over ourselves. And so in today's segment, as we talk about owning our voice, owning our story, I want you to share back with me. How are you speaking up? How are you owning your story? And how are you using your voice? I want you to find the courage and the confidence to embrace your truth and your story and to share it unapologetically. Because it is in doing so, as I've always said, that it liberates others to do the same. The amazing Nigerian queen, Lovey Ajayi, could not have said it better. She said, speaking up should not be a revolutionary decision. And that resonates deeply with me because too often I'm being thanked and praised for speaking up, whether it's at work, community, in relationship, because others are saying, you had the courage to do it. I wanted to say it and I couldn't. And it's okay. You know, we can speak on behalf of someone and we can advocate, but it is so important to find the courage to raise your voice on issues that matter. I read something once that says, freedom is saying, this is who I am, this is my truth. So in my 13 years of running a daycare, I was also experiencing a marital breakdown and going through separation. And a person said to me, because obviously I need to tell my clients, and she said to me, don't tell them the truth. So thank goodness we can sleep on things. We sleep on it. And the next day, I remember saying to her, with my background in social work, what would I have said to another woman? And I'm saying, this is my truth. And I don't want to do anything but sharing my truth. And so I want to encourage you, whether you're at work, whether it's in your marriage, is to find that voice to speak up. And trust me, it's not easy. It's not easy. Speaking up can be a very lonely place because especially now, nobody wants to hear the truth, or most of us don't want to hear the truth. But then you know exactly who you're aligning yourself with. Don't be afraid to be alone if it means speaking your truth. So I told you before, I'm from Jamaica. And back home we'll say, who feels it knows it. And so breaking the silence and finding courage is because you felt it. You know what it is to have that all inside of you and not speaking up. It's a lonely place, and I will not lie to you and tell you that it's not. But the fear is a barrier. The fear of shame, loneliness, not being included in certain circle, it really stops us from speaking up. And this anybody can relate to this. I remember dropping off a child to school. They're in kindergarten, grade 5, age 5. And the little child beside house says, "Don't talk to so-and-so today." And that child couldn't respond. The fear of shame is the culprit to our silence. When I look back, I can think that my friend wanted to protect my reputation, want to protect me from the shame that could be experienced. But there's such power in vulnerability, because no matter what we have gone through, somebody else have already experienced that. So nothing is really unique. And so for whatever it takes and whatever it can encourage you to do is to find the courage to be vulnerable, because there's such healing in that. And so in this episode, I want you to take this away, that it is up to you to use your voice. Nobody can silence you if you don't want to. Vulnerability is so rewarding. It builds confidence and authenticity. It is in that place of authenticity that we can really connect with people. In my time when I would counsel clients, you see the true connection and healing as I'm able to be vulnerable and share what I've been through. Because then there's trust and you can build a connection. So there is a responsibility when we speak up, because it does require vulnerability, but it's extremely rewarding. All right, so obviously we want some steps about how to do this, because it's not easy. When we do it, it seems easy, but I want to give you some tips that you can use to practice and start speaking up. First, trust yourself. Believe that what you have to say is valuable. Take small steps. Maybe just start at home. I've always said to my children, my big son in particular, when I was calling him about something and he just quiet, I said, "No, speak back. Tell me if it wasn't you. Advocate for yourself. Speak up." So even in the smallest way, and seek to be in circle, in community, where you are encouraged to do it. So just remember, courage can inspire others. Courage can inspire others. Change happens when we speak. Nothing happens when we're silent. There's a time for everything, but change happens when we speak. So I felt that this one was a little bit so emotional and so deep, because it is a big issue for me. Even growing up in Jamaica, some people, shut up, go sit down, you talk too much. And a lot of us grew up, I didn't have that, thank God, but we grew up feeling that we should be timid. And the speaking up we're talking about is not in the sense of arrogance, and not in the place of not wanting to learn and grow, or you just can't take advice or feedback. It's a place of humility, because you understand that it doesn't just change you, but it changed those around. Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. That felt deep, but it felt rich. And I hope you will talk back to me. Tell me, how did that move you today? What did I miss? So until next time, it's your girl Fee, enough respect. And remember, if you can't be authentic, you're not being you.